Hello! Hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video and the end of the year book tag. I have not been formally tagged in this video, but the lovely Simon Savage over at Savageries decided that he would tag every single person watching the video. And I watched the video, so I'm doing the tag. Deal with it. I will leave a link to Simon's video in the description box below, along with a link to Matthew's video as well, because he also did the end of the year book tag, and I found it really, really fascinating. So you should definitely go and watch both of their videos. Oh, and I also have tea. It's lemon and ginger tea with a spoonful of Manuka honey, because I am just that level of pretentious queer. But you love it, and my throat hurts a little bit, which is really sad. So there's that. I think I'm coming down with something. I feel like the end of the year is coming and I'm getting sick because soon I won't have to go to work. And when I don't have to go to work, it means that my body is going to be like, right, you can sit down now. And because you can sit down, you can be snuffly too. So I feel like that's coming. I'm not excited. Anyway, on to the questions. Question number 1. Are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? Yes. Yes, there are. It is so rare that I will not finish a book. There needs to be like a really strong reason that I'm not going to finish a book. And these are 3 books that actually, what I've read of them, I've really enjoyed. And it's just the fact that I've put them down and I've not picked them back up again. So those 3 books are Who Let the Gods Out by Maz Evans, which I was reading for the Books in My Bag Readers Awards, which is really fun. It's really funny middle grade. I'm like a third of the way in. And I think the only reason I stopped reading it is because the awards were over and I just am a terrible human being, so I need to finish this. Also, Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols, which again, I started for the Books in My Bag Readers Awards and I just never finished, so I need to get to the end of this. I was really, really enjoying it as well. It was so much more like captivating and interesting historical way than I thought it was going to be, and really quite sweet and funny, so this too. Also like super relevant considering what's happening next year with all the Votes for Women anniversary stuff happening in 2018. And also Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett, which I am like halfway through and I can't even remember why I stopped reading this, but I remember I remember the reason that I picked it up is because of like the neon leopard print end papers. Ving. So those are 3 books that I want to read before the end of the year. I want to finish them. Hopefully I want to finish them before I go back home for Christmas. And the reason I want to finish them before I go home for Christmas is because there are 3 different books that I want to take home with me and read over the festive period. It's all very complicated, this reading life. 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? No. I don't really do seasonal reading. I sort of read whatever I want all year round. There's only one exception, I think, to my seasonal reading rule, and that will be coming towards the end of this video because there's a book that I read last Christmas that I'll be reading again this Christmas. 3 guesses if you can already guess what it is. But yeah, I don't really do seasonal reading in that way, so there's not really a book that I've read to kind of like transition me into autumn. I suppose I've started reading again, which is probably the clearest transition into autumn that there is the fact that like I'm doing well, I'm not doing less, but the fact that I'm making time to read instead, sit indoors and read instead of like gallivanting around and doing things. 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Absolutely not. No one really releases books in December, so I don't think there is anything that I am still waiting to be published. There's nothing that I've seen that's coming out that I'm really kind of thinking, God, I need to get that before, like, God, I need to get that before the end of the year. There's nothing new that is coming in 2017 that is coming out before the end of the year that I'm really excited for. All the books have sort of come out by now. And I've still not even bought all the ones that I wanted. I've got a National Book Token burning a hole in my bedside table that I need to go and spend. Question 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So these 3 books I've actually already mentioned in a post over on my Instagram. I'm doing the Deck the Shelves Instagram challenge from Penguin Platform. I will leave a link to my Instagram in the description box below. Go and follow it if you fancy. I think my aesthetic's looking pretty good at the moment, let's be real. A little sippy sippy. Oh. The honey in that was not a good idea. Oh. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's made me feel quite unwell. The first book that I'll be reading this Christmas is A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Writings by Charles Dickens. I read this on Christmas Eve last year. Did I do it the year before? Or was it just last year? Last year I think is the only year that I've done it so far, because I got bought a really gorgeous box set of these cloth-bound Charles Dickens Penguin classics. So I decided to read it last Christmas on Christmas Eve. It was really wanky and over the top and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to doing that again this year. I kind of want to make it a little tradition because it's such a great book and one of the few classics that I have like read in my life and I really, really enjoyed it. So this for sure. I also want to finally get around to reading The Hate You Give by Andrew Thomas. This is a book that has not passed me by this year, dear friends. I had a proof and I got sent a finished copy with the Books in My Bag Readers Awards, but I haven't had time to sit down and really give it the time that I feel it deserves from me. So I will be reading this before the end of this year. I'll be reading this over Christmas, and do not be too surprised if it ends up on my best of 2018. I have it on good authority that this book is really, really amazing, so I'm really looking forward to it. And last but by no means least, because I am nothing if not a common white girl, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Possibly one of my favourite things to happen in 2018 is that we had a new John Green book, and the reason I have saved it is because I want to give it, again, much like with The Hate You Give, where I know I'm going to love it and I feel like I want to give my time to it. Turtles All the Way Down is possibly the biggest release of the year for me. The way that people were feeling about Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, that's how I'm feeling about Turtles All the Way Down. I'm so excited for it. I am looking forward to staying up far too late to read it. I'm really looking forward to it. So this too. And also, I'm going to show you the little poster, because this edition comes with a special limited edition jacket poster, which looks like this. It's perfect, it's beautiful, it looks like Linda Evangelista, it's a model, I love it so much. So yeah, those are the 3 books that I want to read before the end of the year. Like, so I want to finish those 3, and these are 3 other books that I want to read before Christmas. So yeah. 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? I was super surprised earlier on in December by The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I would not be surprised if Turtles All the Way Down or The Hate You Give become one of my favourite reads of the year. I am completely open to having my favourite books of 2017 completely knocked about by like different stuff towards the end of the year. So bring it on. If there is a book that is gonna throw its way into my favourites of 2017, I am 100% ready and here for it. Question 6. Have you already started making reading plans for 2018? I sort of have, in the fact that I'm going to have a lower reading challenge goal on Goodreads next year. I've not had a whole amount of time to read in 2017, what with the job that I do, with the shows that I've been doing, with starting my course at Arts Ed. I feel like the only reason I'm so far at my goal that as I am is because I read some plays when I first got to Arts Ed. I was reading some plays in September and October, which are quite short, so they're kind of like quick wins on the whole like Goodreads front. And I don't like that pressure that much, and I feel like I don't use Goodreads in the way that it should be used, in that I don't write about the books and talk about the books enough on there. So I will probably still use Goodreads next year. It might be my last year using it, and I'll use it as like a logging system, but maybe I should look at new ways of doing that. I need to start using like notebooks more, so maybe I should put it in a notebook instead. Who knows? So my plan is to either give myself a lower reading challenge or really force myself and make time to read. I want to make sure I read lots of 2018 next year. I feel like it was the same in 2016 in that I didn't read enough of 2016, and I feel like I've not read enough of 2017. So I want to read a lot of 2018. There's a lot of really cool stuff that has come through my door that I want to read. So yeah, I feel like I need to make sure I make time to read, as well as staying on top of my job, as well as staying on top of my course, which finishes in March. But yeah, so my only plan is really I need to make more time to read. Maybe I don't need to lower my Goodreads goal, maybe I just need to make more time to read. So no, I've not made plans, because as you can tell, I'm making these plans right in front of your face. And now I need to tag people in this video. So I tag, if she's not already done it, I tag Lucy the Reader, and I tag Nathan James, because I don't think he's done it either, and I think someone else has tagged him in it as well. So I would like both of you to make the end of the year book tag, if you'd be so kind. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a comment below if you have read any of the books that I've mentioned in this video. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to put a like on this video if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos. I love each and every one of your festive faces, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye!